Well, I guess we are on. Hi everyone, welcome to another High Talk. This time for a really special High Talk, as we always have. Today we have André Amaral with us and Hélder Santos, our special guest. He is a specialist in digital transformation, working more than 20 years in this area. And today he is here to give us some really good inputs about the digital transformation, great user experience, minding traditional businesses and regarding the law industry. And yeah, before we start, let me say hi to Andre and Eller. How are the both of you doing? And I'm asking if you are ready to kickstart this high talk today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I see the enthusiasm here. So yeah. So for the ones at home that are watching us, it's not enough to ask you to drop us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have plenty of more content like this ready for you and coming up for you. Also, next week we have another high talk that we're going to talk about at the end. So stay tuned for that and for all the high master classes that we have been doing every month. So let's start. Andre, are you ready to lead this talk on?
Yes. Thank you, João. We are recovering from our national team that played yesterday, so
Yeah.
it was a tough game. So, but
Yeah. But I see that your voices are good, so I think we are good with that. So
okay.
okay.
João, thank
Recover.
you, Elder.
Okay, let me just say one more thing before we start. That right now, Helder and Andre will have their talk. And for the ones watching at home, if you have any type of question, any type of doubt that you want to see answered by either Helder or Andre, drop us a question on the chat box on this video, and we will answer to you at the end on the Q&A part of this presentation. So yeah, let's start.
Okay, so let me introduce to you our special guest. Thank you for being here with us in our high talks. Today we have Hélder Santos. Over the last 20 years, he has had the chance to participate and lead several prominent business and technology transformations while working in law firms. His main drivers are innovation, people, and strategy. Hélder is passionate about technology and digital business that helps people's lives from the new digital experience and solutions to the new ways to perform and daily tasks in our jobs. He's constantly looking for a new challenge where he can bring the best to work, helping to thrive in innovation. In our high talk, we will have Elder's help to show and tell us more about the challenge of an industry like legal services on the road to digital transformation. What we have seen is for many companies with a long and established history, embracing digital transformation can feel like diving into uncharted territory. So it's a very um, it's challenging topic. But there's the thing: customers' expectations are evolving rapidly. They expect seamless digital experience across all touch points, regardless of how traditional a company might be. So, to stay competitive, we need to bridge the gap and leverage technologies to meet those expectations. And what we want through this talk is to explore how user experience design principles can be applied to navigate a successful digital transformation journey for any traditional type of business. Well, whatever is just starting to digital transformation or you're already underway, I hope these talks helped you with valuable insights and practical strategies. Okay, so with no further talking, let's dive in to explore how user experience design can be your secret weapon for driving in the digital age and help you stay ahead of your competition. But better than me, we have Elder. Elder, hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very good. Like you said, recover from the game yesterday. Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
go ahead, Heather.
no, I just wanted to say thank you for inviting me, and I hope that the next couple minutes will be fulfilled for everyone, and I can share my experience across my industry and across my experience in this area.
Okay, great. Thanks, Elder. So starting, I will start with the first topic. You work in an industry that is considered traditional. So how do you see and define the need for technology and digital transformation to have success in the market?
Well, it's seen as traditional, but it's to be honest, it's not traditional. The view that people have from lawyers is maybe due to the TV series or whatever, but maybe also to the different dimensions. For example, if we are talking about the biggest law firm in the world, they have more than 30,000 lawyers. This is almost an industry. It's not. It's an industry. Just that law firm, for example, the law firm where I am right now, we are 4,000 people distributed by
Yeah.
23 offices. It's big, and it's people sometimes don't have that notion. But picking up on your comment about being traditional and how we define technology and how we do transformation, I think this is not different from any other industry. We are driven by the competition, we are driven by the clients, we are driven to the need of streamlined processes. More and more, the industries are data driven, and we are also in an area that is data driven. But like I refer, our clients want different experience. They ask us, can I have a front door to your services? This is something that we see um, very often. People ask, or clients ask, where is my front door, where I can request services, how we can get faster, I can get your legal advice faster in a digital way. That is something that we do since years. It's very common to have websites, relationship websites with our clients, and all this type of engagement that we can do. Um, I know that also Gen AI, it's a hot topic everywhere. I can tell you that is in the legal services is even more, because it's going to the foundations of how to draft a document, how to create a document, um, and it's a very interesting area right now. But getting back to the basics, it's just about changing the organizational culture, to embrace the training, to search continuous improvement. And I think this is not different from any other industry, even if we are seen as traditional ones.
Yeah, I think it could be a little bit unfair when I say it's a traditional industry, and it's true. In some other situation, for example, like other industries, what we are seeing is probably the biggest amounts of investment in digital transformation are on these what we call traditional sectors. And you said a very important thing. One of the main things that can help to make the difference is typically the user experience, when if the user can effectively use some application and gets the results that they want. So being so important to help the users to have a relationship with our customers and with our users, how you see, or from a user perspective, user experience perspective, how you see the role of the digital transformation in this interaction between users, clients, and business needs?
Well, if we recall, the pandemic changed a lot, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Everyone went digital. Everyone wanted an integrated channel experience. Everyone wanted a better journey between the online and the offline. And we also saw that UX plays an important role between users, clients, and business. Like you said, a good experience keep us using the tools, whatever they are, and we deliver. In my business, we deliver that with traditional. We support our traditional business with online experience and tools and so on. But if we also go a bit more, maybe putting a bit of my legal hat, if we look at Digital Service Acts, GDPR, and so on, even that refers the importance of transparency and user in the digital space. And if
yeah,
we blend all of this, our clients being big companies, small companies, legal departments, they also want this same experience that they bring from the consumer world, and that is what we are also aiming to create a centric, user-centric digital solutions, and the concepts of user-centric. Yes, we also use that because when we build or we buy or we partner with let's say vendors, we see our client and our lawyers and our business services in the center. We don't want difficult tools. In the last, like like you refer in the beginning, I'm in the industry since 20 years, and lots of things move on from having a dashboard with 20 different type of reports to now a single dashboard with people can drill down and navigate on their own. That simplification of even how to show the data that we have to clients and our lawyers, it's changed, and it's very visible right now that the user is in the center.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think you, in 20 years of experience, can you share with us some examples that you help and see the transformation that probably when we look back, it's, for example, no one today talks about CDs or even DVD. So probably you have faced the same type of changes in the law industry. Can you
Well,
share with us some of the examples that you had in the past?
yeah, I remember that I started my career understanding if the fax machine was working because it was a deadline, and the lawyer was doing that. But yeah, things change a lot. There are lots of examples from tools. For example, the current company where I have that we build for helping our clients. We have a very interesting digital tool to navigate the ESG regulations, where I will say in a mobile browser, doesn't matter if it's a phone or a tablet, people can navigate the regulation. Like I referred before, we have lots of relationship websites or what we call front doors where people can request. We have several awards in the project that is basically almost a request center to help one of our clients to get legal advice from all the subsidiaries and so on. And that is some of the examples that we are doing. Of course, if you look at our industry, there are lots of examples where amazing tools were built,
Mm-hmm.
putting the user in the center. And I some years ago, and I think it's still the same. Lawyers also love their iPhones. 20 years ago was their Blackberries, and now it's their iPhones, and they want to have their own experience, and that is also what drives us.
Yeah, I think everyone likes to have a good experience when he's using something. It's difficult and it's hard also when, for example, when we talk about even lawyers or engineering or even a software developer, that but we always, as a human, we have the same feeling that we really want to have a good experience, and we want to feel special. That's something that when we were working with our customers, one of the things that we try to do is, of course, try putting the user in the center of everything. It's to, well, to help to reach what is the baseline of the application. It's to have success on doing something. And I think, like you said, this is no different from other industries or other experience. But one of the things that we are typically finding in some companies, especially the largest one, is sometimes when they try to go and start to go in a digital transformation, um, they are afraid. In your opinion, what should be the some key consideration when they want to address this digital transformation journey?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think people are afraid, but on their business area, because they are not afraid of having their latest iPhone or a latest thing. They are very conservative because they want to keep the business as it is. But if we look at the considerations that we should have, leadership commitment is very important. I work in I'm grateful that I work in an organization where my leadership supports my ideas, of course, with always the business view and the business drivers, but our vision is also on that. And picking up on vision is we need to be very clear where we are going and what we want to do. Of course, we can change on the way, but if we want to have good products, good delivery, we need to have that vision, and then we build a strategy where to go. We already touched before is it's not we need to be client centric, but also user centric. We need to balance these two worlds. Sometimes it's not easy because people think this is what my client wants. And it's really not what the client wants, and it's always that thing. One thing that is happening and it's helping us, especially in my industry, is the data-driven decision making. We are taking decisions much more by data, seeing the trends, seeing what is out there, what we can increase. We are using internally lots of this, I will call it Gartner quadrants, where we also put our ideas, what to do and not to do. Working and my career was always in multinational companies. We cannot neglect the different cultural changes. People are different across the organization, across the countries, across the different departments even. I think this needs to be addressed. Sometimes we need to understand we cannot do one size fits all, but we can play a thing. And the other thing is give power to the people. Of course, it's not whatever we want to do. This is not everyone decides, but we need to empower people. We need to ask people to take ownership of some of the things. And when they feel empowered, that change comes faster because they see the benefits and they are the first ones. Other areas, communicate. Tell why we are doing this, why we are changing, what are the benefits, and ask people to what you think, and be open if people say I don't like this or I don't like that, but this needs to be in a stage that people are, like I said, empowered to give their opinions, and not all organizations are like that. And I will say that because I report to a board and lots of us report to a board, give evidence, measure the impact of what you are doing, even if it's small, even if it's something. For example, right now we are doing several trials on different products, and we are keeping people informed what's happening. And we are asking people why you are not using the tool, because we are measuring this, and we are going to the board and say, look, this is not working fine because people are just engaged 1 hour in where they should be 2 or 3. I think the impact and the evidence are also very important, but maybe more for the next level and how to do all of this, because this also needs commitment, budget, time, and all that part is interesting to have evidence. Otherwise, you're just finger in the air and say, I want this today, and no one understands.
Okay. If you need to choose the first topic, what in your opinion should be the first one, for example, for someone that is starting this digital process of changing and starting to move to another level? And now with Gen AI, for example, well, it's another topic. It's a completely new conversation in High Talk, but it's very difficult because everyone wants to have AI in the process. So in your opinion, what should be for those that you said that, okay, this should be your first step if you're going to start?
Yeah, I will say, and I will get back to the Gen AI topic, because I will say that the first step is what we want to do, create a vision, where we want to go. and then the communication, because the communication flows. If you have good communication, if you have ambassadors, if you are people that understand where to go and how to communicate, that are the two most important, because we are talking about technology. There are no project that starts with technology. You need to know what you want to solve, you need to know what you want to do, and then you need to start to drill down all the steps. And just a side note on the Gen AI topic, as you can imagine, it's also very keen for us, and I refer that is what I feel with the Gen AI topic is lots of people, vendors, whatever, are trying to sell Gen AI as the silver bullet for a problem that you don't even have.
Yeah.
And that is something that that I'm. But this applies to everything now. Gen AI has a bigger hype. Let's call it like that, despite the curve is going down. But it's also part of the communication. Is when I have someone in my organization that comes and say, "I want this new tool because Gen AI will solve all my problems." It's a communication exercise to start to unveil everything they want to know to do, and that is also an exercise, and that is where I think it's the important part.
Okay, okay. Well, talking about the steps, probably you, in your experience, has faced a lot of challenge and probably constraints when doing these things. So, what in your past experience was the biggest challenge that you have faced, for example, in all the companies that you have crossed over your experience?
I think managing expectations is always the big one, because you have, independent of if it's a board member, if it's a medium level, if it's business services, if it's a junior lawyer, they want their problem solved. And sometimes they don't realize that to solve a small thing, lots of things are needed to happen. Um, we, I work in a law firm. It's quite easy, and we have very good processes on getting a new idea, right? People say, I want to do this. We have a framework to evaluate that idea, but people want it for the next day. And managing that expectations is quite difficult, because we have a strict process of compliance, risk, terms and conditions, all that kind of things, technical integrations also. And I think managing expectations is the biggest problem. The other is keep people engaged when things don't go as they want, or when they don't have the time. It's very common that people want to have something, but they don't have the time to give. And we need to understand why is that, and how we can gain their time to help us. I think this is something. And then in the end is, after managing the expectations, is how you support all of this, how you ensure people use and support whatever is the end result, if it's a process, if it's a product, if it's a build, whatever. And I think this is two parts, but if we narrow, it's all about the human interaction. It's
Yeah.
about what you how much effort you want to put in.
Yes, I think I think digital transformation often requires a shift in the company culture.
Yeah.
Would be your advice, if you should give to leaders to ensure employee buy-in and manage resistance to change, because that's something probably everyone. Uh, in yesterday, I was reading an article saying that people, they are not resistant to change; they are afraid of losing what they have.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I will say that one of the good experience I had, bad and good, of course, but one of the good experience was um, giving evidence, especially to board levels, C levels, the evidence of the change, saying, or you can be more efficient, or you can improve, increase your revenue, or your team, your employment engagement will be higher. I think that is what needs to be done from my perspective, is helping the decision makers, the budget owners, the people that take the decisions, to they don't care about what product you are using or whatever. They need to know that this is the end result and this will be the benefit. And it's up to us to decide the best technology, the best user interface, the best journey. And because they don't care if you use product A or product B, they just want, okay, how this makes more efficient, how this increase my revenue, how my company is more successful. And I think this is what I'm doing since long time, and sometimes it's more difficult, sometimes it's easier, but it comes also to something that I said before is what you cannot measure, you cannot improve. That means it's quite easy to say to the management, I want to improve this just because, but telling I want to improve this because let's pick up on social media, the click rate is too low, or the people take 5 minutes more because they click in 3 buttons instead of one, because the user journey is not perfect. That is what we need to tell them, is to say we want to redesign. Just picking up an example, we want to redesign an app that has 4 clicks, people take 30 seconds. Now we want 1 and 5 seconds, and then you accumulate that, for example, on the organization that I am, multiplied by 4,000 people. It's a lot of time and lots of time that people get for other things, and that is the type of things that I normally use.
Yeah, definitely. That's typically also the way that now we are involve the user experience and how we explain why using experience principles are very important in the digital transformation, because it's not just building an application. It's because now what we are seeing is it's another type of problem. Some of them are legacy systems that they need to have an update, and the way that we can explain how the users can be more productive and have a better performance, it's doing what you have said. It's just show me the numbers.
Exactly.
And showing the numbers, it's like show me the money, and we can prove that having this approach. And this is one of the things that I also would like to ask, if you in your decision, if you typically use the user experience principles when you want to go and explain how having a user centric can actually have its money for value on undergoing a digital transformation.
Yeah, of course, we use that. And a fun fact, today we announced a new partnership in the organization. That is one of the decisions, or one of the factors was the user experience on that application. It's a SaaS application. If you think about all this Gen AI are chatbots, you have a box where you do the interaction and you talk with the system. We are bringing one of these systems to us. And one of the reasons was our people really enjoy how easy it is, and they do complex work there. And it's, of course, it's not a Google box where you put everything. You need to have some, but it's quite easy for them. It's quite user centric because they know what to do. And in our case, it's almost replicating how a lawyer thinks, and that is it's back to the basics. In the legal industry, we have some people that say, "Bring me back to boring." It's a hashtag that we use sometimes because we just want things to do in an easy way. And this tool that we are bringing is a really nice interface. It's very simple, but at the same time, it's very, very powerful and very helpful for our lawyers. And that is an example where yes, we take that into consideration, and it helped a lot, because people sometimes ask, oh, why this application on my iPhone is so easy, and the system that I have to record time or doing a project, a matter management is so complex. Sometimes needs to be complex because the work is complex, but is also how we present it to our people.
Yeah, yeah. Well, congratulations for the partnership. I think it's with play. I think
Yeah.
I hope you have success in that approach, because definitely sometimes the catch is to simplify and not
Yeah,
to.
yeah, and if we think the industry, sorry to interrupt, if you think the industry is, since years I know platforms and systems, they are well designed, but to be honest, they have too many buttons. It's very
Yeah,
common that lawyers, even in a very traditional, and this where they spend lots of time, Microsoft Word, you have so many buttons and toolbars. One is to do compare documents, other is to clean the metadata, other is for whatever. And all that is quite difficult. And people just, I want a simple thing.
yeah, yeah. That takes me to another topic that I'd like to ask you, because this is something that we notice, especially in some areas, that there is a large customer base that skews older and may not be so comfortable with new technologies. How can we ensure our digital experience is inclusive for everyone? This is a very hard topic, especially for the older ones.
Yeah, it's. I think people, like you said in the beginning, are a bit reluctant to change, and they see change you refer as a danger or as a something bad, but I don't see. I think one of the things is understanding how they work. If you understand how they work, you can focus on their behavior, because you cannot say they always work in the same way. I think you need to also tailor their experience. Sometimes they need a bit more of hand holding, they need a bit more understanding. And it's, again, getting back to the simpler and clear communication, is this is not something that will replace you. That is one thing. And in the industry that I am, some months ago, was all the social media was robot lawyers are coming, Gen AI will replace you, now this new tool will generate everything. And what we are saying is nothing. Of course there will be changes, but robot lawyers are not there. What we have now is assistants that makes us work faster, more accurate, sometimes not. And that is also something that people need to understand, is don't panic. It's, we just need to understand what this is solving, what this is helping you, and how you can benefit from there. Um, Look, and the other day, my mother, that is 80 years old, called me normal day, and she said, "Oh, do you work in Gen AI? I saw in the TV." And explaining to my mother what is Gen AI, it's even challenging. But I explained to her, and I think she got it a bit. But it's all about that. Is be, be clear, be explain what it is, and then say nothing is here to replace. Because I think some of the fear is I will lose my job, or I will, this will be completely different, or I cannot do this like I always did. And it's always the trade-off. Explain to someone that, oh, if you don't spend 1 hour doing one thing, you only spend 10 minutes, maybe you have 15 minutes to do other tasks that is more valuable to you, more fulfillment, or maybe you have 15 minutes more for your family. It's how
Yeah.
you position, and that's why I was saying understand behavior, understand what people want, and market a bit like that.
Okay, good. Very good. I agree with you, Elder. Now that we are talking about AI, we need to speak also a little bit about the future. So, looking ahead, what do you think, or what are some emerging digital trends that business like the legal services should be aware to future-proof their user experience strategy, for example?
I think we already touched some of them. One is the data visualization.
Yeah.
More and more the clients want data visualization. They want to know where they are, how much how many things they are doing, sometimes even know how much they are spending in a very easy way and a transparent way. But it's a trend that we see across the years, now a bit more visible. The other thing is, I'm seeing more and more in the enterprise world, people want also their own personalized experiences. They want to know and they want to navigate as their own way, and that sometimes we see enterprise applications that are not able to do that, and then you need to build a layer of presentation or whatever to do that. I already refer with the trial that we are starting the clean user interfaces. People are just maybe tired of visual pollution, let's call it like that. Even myself, when I enter some websites, it's too crowded, too many things, and I lose attention. Um, and one of the interesting things, and you refer, is about the AI generated content being visual, being non-visual. It's there, uh, creates lots of benefits, but also lots of questions. And I think no one can run away from that. What the Gen AI will bring us as a creation of content, not only in my industry, but if you think about, it's so easy now to create images. It's so easy now to use this type of tools to do so many things. For example, the access to justice can be very can be in the next level using Gen AI products, tools, and we see that there is basically a global team tool that is um, to not pay. It's basically it's access to justice. You go there, you put your problem, and the system help you to go against the fine if you are. And all of this is access to justice, and it's something that people will see a bit more in the upcoming future.
Yeah, I think one size fits all. It's old story.
Yeah, it's completely old story, and I can share in the organization that I am right now. We have we have what we call a Gen AI playground, and what people do, and I'm talking about lawyers. What people do is they try to solve their own problem on their own way, and or the client problem, and that brings to such a granular solution that you cannot build one thing to accommodate this. Is too expensive, and or it's not fitting the purpose.
Yeah, definitely. Just a small detail, that's something that we are seeing, and also in our industry, it's the value that we can bring to our customers is the capacity to customize every interface to the user and their needs and what they want to see and how they want to see. Okay, Elder, I have just one more topic because I don't want you to have more time with us. It's how do you see what is your vision in the digital transformation impact in the law industry, and how you see AI also in all the equation of this digital transformation process?
One of the things that AI is unleashing is the automation, right? We organizations like mine, and mine is a very good example in the industry. We use what we call narrow AI since years, since whatever. And what Gen AI is helping is creating the automation. Some things that we also are very aware, and we are also working, is the AI agents, is how AI can help us in very specific tasks and take decisions without human interaction. I think that lots of things will happen on the regulations. Um, More and more these areas will be regulated. We have the AI Act in Europe. UK is also preparing some things. I also believe that will bring to a operational efficiency, whatever it is, because we are efficient. We need to understand what is this. It will it will contribute to cost savings, but some things that I'm saying since some time is yes, it will be cost savings, but especially on the Gen AI areas, is not cheap. This type of tools, platforms are not cheap. That means we also need to be very honest to how we do this. What is the benefit? Is how we are more efficient, but we how we keep the costs, because we want to help, but we can also not bear with all of this. And a very another topic is what I said about the access to legal services. It will be easier for be to access legal services to a wider audience. I think people will start to use much more this type of self-service, where I go to a platform and you have these platforms about when airlines get delays. You can go to a website and say this is access to justice, and if you think is everything that is behind this automation and AI, and these examples will be more and more visible in the near future. And that is what I think the legal services industry will see in the near future.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Hélder. Very
Thank
good
you.
insights. João,
Yeah.
do you have any questions for
If we don't, now it's the time to. So for the ones watching, if you have any type of question for Hélder or André, please drop them right now. Although, as we are waiting, if we have questions from our audience or not, I have a couple of questions that I would like to ask the both of you, and to see your perspective on this. The last one that I have, I think that Hélder kind of covered it in this last part. Although I will ask the first one first. And the question is, how important it is to involve cross-functional teams in the digital transformation process, and what are the benefits of doing so?
Well, I think the easiest answer is different perspectives, different skill sets, different understanding of the problem. If you bring all together to the same approach, it will be easier. I think it's also gives you agility, because everyone knows their own thing, and you can work as a group. I think that is the important. And if we pick up what I said before about you need to understand the different users, the different demographies. All of this helps, because if you have people, let's pick up my business, from finance, from knowledge management, from business intake, from lawyers, we can do a 360 view of what's happening. And that is the important part, because then you can understand and you can take decisions. You can say, okay, this is not so good for maybe this unit, but the trade-off is higher here, and you can accommodate the different views, and you can, like I said in the beginning, communicate clearly what is the vision and how you want to do it.
Yeah.
I'd like just to say one thing. It's well, I say amazing, but it's not a very good metric. But there are a lot of applications or projects that they never see the daylight. Because one of the things that you said previously, Hélder, was that one of the most important thing that I think we can get with cross-functional teams is you need to clearly define what is the problem you want to solve, and you need to involve everyone around that problem, because when you do that, you can quantify how much you are losing or you are not having. So it's two perspectives. One is cost, another is how much money I'm losing for not having this. And when you have these cross-functional teams, it's well, it can brings you benefits that it's beyond just doing these new projects.
Yeah, just to add one thing there, and I don't want to I check the time, is I come from organizations where I referred before. There are so many countries, there are so many different people. Even cross-functional teams is not even sometimes from different units. It's even from different locations.
Yeah.
People in the same position are completely different. How they address the problem and what they need. And that is also something that I'm always keen to. I always said international teams, and it's very, very even rewarding to work in this environment, because it gives you a very different perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure. Okay. And with that said, it's time for my second question that is AI related. And I know that you both talked about this at the end part of your talk, but I wanted to go back to the topic and ask the both of you how NI driven analytics can be leveraged to improve user experience in traditional business undergoing this digital transformation process.
Well, I think we touch a lot on this.
Yeah, yeah,
But I think one of the things that maybe we didn't touch is predictive analysis.
Yeah,
Basically, you can use Gen AI to predict what people want. If it's right or wrong, let's not enter in that discussion.
yeah,
But you can do that. We also referred before the data-driven. Um, if you have, let's be honest, Gen AI only works quite well if your data is organized to some extent. Otherwise, it's a bit chaotic, and then things like hallucinations happen and so on. That means I think it's also helps to have the data proper, and if you have the data proper, you can also give better experience to the user.
for sure.
I think it's this, and maybe, and you are Andre is much more expert on this, is the personalization at scale.
yeah,
If you use Gen AI, maybe you can do a better personalization, but this is your expertise, Andre.
yeah. Well, like I said, it's AI. It's a completely new and probably weeks of discussion. So
Yeah, exactly.
I just want. I will only say that that AI and Gen AI, it's giving us new opportunities to bring value, and more than that, it's opening our horizons to see much more than that we were used to do. So I think
Yeah,
we are still in a discovering process and see how can we bring value to the equation. And well, it's an ongoing process,
Yeah,
yeah,
and I
it's a
think we are,
journey.
yeah,
yeah.
it's, and we are in the beginning. So
Yeah, yeah. And I think this AI topic can lead to another new I talk about
yeah,
this, like we like a couple more even. So
yeah, a couple more, yeah.
yeah. So yeah. Uh, with that question answered for the both of you, I think it's time to end this high talk. Let me thank the both of you again for participating on this amazing event. Thanks for the insights, Elder and Andrea, and thanks for the ones at home that stood by till the end. If you are watching this on demand and not on this live broadcast that we are transmitting right now, you can also drop your questions if you have them whilst on demand. You can drop them on the comment section of this video. Me, Eller, or Andrea will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. And yeah, stay tuned for more content like this. Next week we have Jorge Vieira with us from FASEC, and we are going to talk about digital transformation in a traditional business like the railway industry. So stay tuned for that. I'm sure that Jorge will bring a lot to the table on that talk. Andrea will be with us on that talk too. And yeah, thanks everyone, and see you on the next one. Bye bye, everyone.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Alex. Thank you, João.
Thanks.